Thank you for watching this training. This video is intended for approvers and coordinators and demonstrates how to approve and return timesheets. The role of the approver is to review and approve assigned staff timesheets. This task is similar to the supervisor's sign-off you may have done in the past with paper packets. Once you log in with your account information and get to the Home dashboard, the first step is to click on the Approver Dashboard tab. Alternatively, you can get to the Approver dashboard for all programs you oversee through the Action Center. This dashboard is an important tool for you as an approver. At the top of the dashboard, you will see brief instructions and a timesheet key. If you are an approver for more than one program, a different tab will appear for each site. Because I'm only approving one program, I'm going to stay right here. Approvers can view timesheet statuses throughout the time study to see whether participants are submitting their time. The staff table will show you a list of participants for this program and a status icon for each person for each day of the time study. Walking through the timesheet key, a circle represents a timesheet that has not been submitted yet. If the circle is empty, the timesheet has not been started. If the circle is half full, then the participant has started but not submitted the timesheet. If the circle is yellow, it means the timesheet is overdue. If you see yellow circles for a participant, follow up with them to make sure they begin submitting timesheets or to see if they need any assistance. The blue numbers represent hours worked for submitted timesheets. The green thumbs up indicates that a timesheet has been approved. The red arrow indicates that a timesheet has been returned for participants to make edits or changes. And the gray circle with the backslash means that a timesheet has been voided. If you want to view the details of a specific timesheet, click on the icon for that timesheet. If you want to view a summary of all of the timesheets for a given participant, click on their name. To review and approve timesheets for a person assigned to you, you're going to go back to that approver dashboard and click on a participant's name, like we just did. On this page, you will find instructions for how to complete a timesheet. You can show or hide instructions by clicking the Hide or Show Instructions buttons at the top corner of the page. Also on this page, you will see a summary of all of the days that a timesheet has been submitted for a participant. For each day, you will see the number of hours they reported for admin, education, room and board, treatment, and then the total number of hours worked for the day. If you'd like to view their timesheet in detail for that day, click on the date. During the time study, you may return or edit submitted individual timesheets if you observe an error. For example, a participant accidentally submitted a timesheet for only 1 hour but worked a full 8 or 10-hour shift, or they submitted a timesheet with education hours, but you are confident they did not perform an education activity. Please note you cannot edit or return a timesheet that has not been submitted. For example, April 20th and April 21st cannot be edited or returned. If you want to edit a timesheet, click on the blue Edit button. You will adjust the participants' activities or entries here using the drop-down arrow, or you can adjust their time. For more details on how to track time or enter time, please see the time tracking module. I'm going to change this activity because I know they provided education and not admin on this day, and they actually ended at, let's say, noon instead of 10 a.m. Once I've made the changes that I want, I'm going to click the green Check for Errors and Submit button on the bottom of the page. I'm going to click OK now that I'm sure these changes are what I want. And this will return me to the entirety of timesheets for this participant. If you want to return a timesheet for that day, you're going to click on the red Return button. And I need to provide a comment for why I'm returning this timesheet. Let's say that the staff person actually didn't work on this day. I'm going to click Return, and the timesheet will be returned to the participant for them to edit and resubmit, and it will show up as returned on their timesheet dashboard and on your approver dashboard. Note that you will not be able to make additional changes or approve return timesheets until after they have been resubmitted by the participant. After the time study is complete, your task will be to review and finalize the timesheets for each person you have been assigned to. Again, look at the activities and hours for each person to make sure that they make sense given the person's role and job description. It's up to you to use your professional judgment here. In the middle of the page, you will see flag icons. These icons are generated based on each person's UFR job title and the overall set of activities they selected during the 2 weeks. Please note the flags do not correspond to a specific entry, but rather the entire time logged. The yellow flag indicates treatment is greater than 90% for non-clinical staff. The red flag indicates treatment is less than 50% for clinical staff. The blue checkered flag indicates that education is greater than 5% for non-education staff, while the red checkered flag indicates that room and board is greater than 15% for clinical staff. These flags are not errors, they are simply to alert you as an approver that something might be out of the ordinary for these logged hours. Again, use your professional judgment. If everything looks fine to you, then great. If not, you can return a participant's timesheet or make adjustments by editing it as necessary. At the bottom of the page is an Approve All button. This button will only light up blue when a participant has submitted a timesheet for every day of the time study and resubmitted any timesheets that you returned. Since I just returned this timesheet for a participant, I don't feel ready to approve everything now, so I'm going to go back and look at another participant's timesheet that doesn't have anything returned. When you are approving timesheets, please note that all overdue timesheets must be addressed. If, after you follow up with the participant, they still have outstanding timesheets, you will have the option to void a specific day's timesheet. This should be a last resort and ideally would only be used if the staff person is unable to fill out their own timesheet. For example, if they were on vacation or unavailable to log back into the system. Voided timesheets cannot be edited or resubmitted. To unvoid timesheets, you'll need to contact the help desk, so be careful when you're voiding. To void a timesheet, click the blue Void button. This button will not activate until after the time study period is over. Once a timesheet is voided, it will appear as voided in all dashboards and reports. I will void this overdue timesheet so I can approve everything else. And see how that button changed. Going back and looking at all of these timesheets, they look good to me. I've already reviewed them. I'm going to click Approve All. A message will pop up confirming that you approve the timesheet and do not have an issue with any of the relevant QA flags. If you'd like to make revisions, you should press Cancel and follow up with the participant. Otherwise, click Approve to finalize the timesheets. When reviewing timesheets, you will have an option to unapprove everything that you already have approved. However, once again, the Approve All button will not activate if the participant has not submitted a timesheet for every single day of the time study unless it has been voided. Should you have any other questions about the time study approval process, feel free to reach out to the MaroTimeStudy help desk, and we'll be happy to get back to you with any questions that you might have.